They found Amara's money on the 13th morning. All of it, every single naira she had earned over those 12 nights, was still in the black nylon bag under her bed, exactly where she'd hidden it. The notes were crisp, uncounted, untouched. But Amara herself had changed in a way that made her younger sister scream when she saw her. The doctors at the university teaching hospital in Calabar had no explanation. Her body was perfectly healthy. Her vitals were normal. But her eyes had turned the color of river water after a storm, murky and grey, and when she tried to speak, only the sound of rushing water came out. "What did you do, Amara?" her mother wept, clutching the money that had cost more than anyone understood. "What bargain did you make? Amara was not supposed to end up like this. She was the brilliant one, the hope of her family in their small compound in Akpabio. While her mates were learning trades or getting married, Amara had gained admission to study medicine at the university. Her parents had sold their only plot of land to pay her first-year fees. Her father worked 3 jobs. Her mother sold everything: yams, vegetables, her good wrappers, her wedding coral beads. But it wasn't enough. By her 3rd year, the fees had tripled. The school was threatening to expel her if she didn't pay 450,000 naira before the end of the month. Her father had collapsed from exhaustion and was now too sick to walk. Her mother's knees were bad from years of squatting in the market. And Amara, brilliant, desperate Amara, was running out of time. That's when she met Sister Gloria. Sister Gloria wasn't actually a nun, despite the name. She was a woman in her 40s who dressed in expensive clothes and drove a silver Mercedes. She came to the university campus every few weeks, and girls whispered about her in the hostels, some with envy, others with fear. "She helps girls who need money," Amara's roommate, Blessing, had said. "Fast money. But you have to be willing to do certain things." "What things?" Blessing had looked away. "Just promise me you won't go to her, Amara. Some money is not worth it." But Amara was desperate. And desperation makes people deaf to warnings. Sister Gloria's house was in the upscale part of Calabar, behind high walls and an electric gate. When Amara arrived, she found 5 other girls already waiting, all university students, all wearing the same expression of hope mixed with dread. Sister Gloria was beautiful in a cold way, like a statue carved from ice. She wore white from head to toe and smelled of expensive perfume that couldn't quite mask something else underneath, something sharp and metallic, like blood or rust. "Ladies," she began, her voice smooth as silk, "you're here because you need money. I'm here because I can provide it. The arrangement is simple. 12 men. 12 nights. You'll be paid 50,000 naira per night. That's 600,000 naira total, enough to solve most problems." One of the girls raised her hand. "Where do we meet these men? Who are they?" Sister Gloria smiled, and something about that smile made Amora's skin prickle. "The men will come to you. You don't need to know who they are. You don't need to see their faces. In fact," she paused, "you won't see their faces. You'll be blindfolded." "Blindfolded?" another girl asked. "Why?" "Because those are the rules. The men value their privacy. You'll be taken to a location, one different man each night for 12 nights. You'll wear a blindfold the entire time. You will not speak. You will not ask questions. You will simply do as instructed, collect your payment, and leave. The money will be given to you after the 12th night. All at once. In cash." Amora's hands were shaking. "What if we want to stop? After 3 nights or 5 nights?" Sister Gloria's smile vanished. "Then you forfeit everything. The rule is 12. Not 11. Not 10. 12. Complete the cycle, get paid. Break the cycle, and you get nothing." She leaned forward. "But I'll be honest with you, girls. No one has ever stopped at 11. Once you start, you'll finish. They always do. 3 girls left immediately. 2 others followed after a few minutes. Only Amara remained. She thought of her father, coughing blood into a rag. Her mother's swollen knees. Her dreams of becoming a doctor, of making them proud, of changing their story. "I'll do it," she whispered. Sister Gloria's smile returned. "Good girl. We start tomorrow night." They came for her at 9 p.m. in a black car with tinted windows. The driver never spoke. He took her to a house on the outskirts of town. Amara couldn't tell exactly where because the route was deliberately confusing, turning left and right so many times she lost track. Inside, the house was ordinary. A bedroom with fresh sheets. A bathroom. And on the bed, a black silk blindfold. "Put it on," a woman's voice instructed from outside the door. Not Sister Gloria, someone else. "Do not remove it until you're told. The man will arrive in 10 minutes. Amara's hands trembled as she tied the blindfold. The darkness was absolute. She heard the door open. Footsteps. Heavy, deliberate. The man said nothing. But she could hear him breathing, slow, rhythmic, like someone counting in their head. What happened next, Amara would try to block from her memory. But one thing stayed with her: the man's skin was cold. Not cool. Cold. Like he'd been kept in a freezer. When it was over, he left without a word. The woman's voice returned. "You did well. The car will take you back." 11 more nights. Each night was the same, yet different. Different houses. Different locations. But always the same rules: the blindfold, the silence, the cold skin. By the 3rd night, Amara noticed something else. When the men touched her, their hands sometimes felt wrong. Too many fingers. Or joints that bent in directions human joints shouldn't bend. She told herself it was her imagination. Fear playing tricks. By the 5th night, she started hearing sounds. While blindfolded, in the darkness, she heard things she couldn't explain. Whispers in languages she didn't recognize. The sound of water dripping, even though they were nowhere near water. And once, just once, she heard something that sounded like laughter, high-pitched, childlike, coming from the man who was with her, though his breathing never changed. She wanted to stop. Every cell in her body screamed at her to run. But she thought of the money. Just 7 more nights. Then 6. Then 5. She could endure anything for her family. Couldn't she? On the 8th night, something different happened. The man arrived as usual. But this time, after it was done, he spoke. His voice was strange, layered, as if 3 people were speaking at once. "You shouldn't have come here, child." Amara froze, the blindfold still covering her eyes. I was told not to speak. I know the rules. But I'm breaking them because you remind me of my daughter. Before she..." He trailed off. "Listen carefully. After the 12th night, don't accept the money. Walk away. Leave it. Do you understand? But that's why I'm here. The money is not money." His voice rose, desperate now. "It's a contract. Once you take it, you've agreed to something you don't understand. Something none of you understand. Please, I beg you." The door burst open. Footsteps rushed in. There was a struggle, grunts, the sound of something being dragged. Then silence. The woman's voice returned, cold and sharp. "Forget what you heard." That man was confused. Drunk. It meant nothing. "You have 4 more nights. Continue." But Amara couldn't forget. Because for just a moment, when the door had opened and light had leaked in around the edges of her blindfold, she had seen something. A shadow on the wall. Not human. Too tall, with too many limbs, moving in ways that defied physics. By the 11th night, Amara was barely herself. She'd lost weight. Her skin had taken on a grayish tint. Her roommate, Blessing, asked if she was sick, but Amara couldn't explain. How could she? That night, when she arrived at the location, an old colonial house that smelled of rot and incense, she felt it immediately. Something was wrong. The air was too thick. The darkness too dark. The man who came that night was different from the others. He didn't touch her immediately. Instead, he sat beside her on the bed, and she felt him lean close, so close she could feel his breath on her neck. It didn't smell like breath. It smelled like river mud and dead fish. Tomorrow, he whispered, is the 12th night. The final night. Do you know what happens on the 12th night? Amara said nothing, tears streaming down her face beneath the blindfold. You'll meet him, the man continued. The one who owns the contract. The one who Sister Gloria serves. He takes something from each girl. Something different. From one girl, he took her voice, she can never speak above a whisper now. From another, her reflection, she casts no shadow, appears in no mirrors. From another, her dreams, she hasn't slept in 3 years without seeing his face. Why are you telling me this? Because I pity you. And because it's already too late. You completed 11 nights. The bond is formed. Even if you don't go tomorrow, he'll come for you. The only choice you have now is what he takes. Amara didn't want to go. She thought about running away, leaving Calabar entirely. But on the morning of the 12th day, she found a note slipped under her hostel door. Tonight. 9 p.m. Same car. You cannot run from what you've already agreed to. But you can negotiate. Ask for something small. Maybe he'll be merciful. Maybe. Sister Gloria. The car came exactly at 9 p.m. This time, they drove for over an hour, leaving the city, winding through villages, past palm trees and darkness. Finally, they stopped. Amara was led out of the car and realized they were near water. She could hear it, feel the humidity, smell the river. Tie the blindfold, the woman's voice instructed. Amara obeyed with shaking hands. She was led forward, her bare feet touching cool grass, then wooden planks, the dock. And then she was told to stop. He's coming, the woman whispered, and Amara heard terror in her voice for the first time. Remember, negotiate. Ask for something small. Then the woman's footsteps retreated, and Amara was alone. For a long moment, nothing happened. Then she heard it. Movement in the water. Something large surfacing. Water dripping. And footsteps on the dock, heavy, wet, wrong. Amara. The voice was like the bottom of the ocean, deep and cold and ancient. Daughter of Paul. Sister of grace. The brilliant one. The desperate one. Please, Amara whispered. Please, I just needed the money for school. They all need something. That's why they come. Sister Gloria finds them. I provide. But provision requires payment. Not money. Money is meaningless. I take something real. Something that matters. What do you want from me? He moved closer. She could feel him now, towering over her, water still dripping from his body. Your future, he said simply. Your dreams. Your potential. Everything you hope to become, I will take. You'll finish school. You'll become a doctor. But you'll never be a good one. You'll forget things at crucial moments. You'll make mistakes that kill patience. You'll live with the guilt forever. That is my price. No, Amara sobbed. No, please, take something else. There is nothing else I want. Take my sight. Take my hearing. Take my memory of this place. But don't take my ability to heal people. That's all I ever wanted. Please. Silence. Then, interesting. You'd rather be blind than incompetent. You'd rather forget your own name than fail at your purpose. He paused. Such dedication is rare. I'll offer you a choice, then. A mercy I extend to few. What choice? I can take your potential, as I said. Or I can take your past. Every memory before this moment. Your childhood. Your parents' faces. Your sister's name. Your reasons for being here. You'll wake up tomorrow a blank slate. You'll still be smart enough to continue school. But you'll never know why you started. You'll never remember the people you did this for. Amara's mind reeled. Forget her family. Forget her father's laughter, her mother's lullabies, her sister's hand in hers. But if she chose the other option, she'd hurt people. Kill them through her incompetence. Betray everything medicine stood for. How long do I have to decide? 10 seconds. 9. 8. On the morning of the 13th day, Amara woke up in her hostel room with no memory of how she got there. Her roommate, Blessing, found her sitting on the bed, staring at the black nylon bag filled with money. Amara. Oh God, you're back. What happened? You've been gone for 12 days. Your family is looking for you, the school reported you missing. But Amara just stared at her, confused. Who are you? She asked. And who is Amara? That's when Blessing noticed her eyes. They were gray. The color of river water. The color of ancient things. The doctors could find nothing wrong. Her body was healthy. Her mind was intact. She could read, write, reason. But her memory before that morning was completely gone. The bag of money sat in the hospital room, unclaimed. Because Amara didn't know why she had it, didn't know who gave it to her, didn't know what it was for. Eventually, the hospital donated it to charity. All 600,000 naira. Amara finished her medical degree. She was brilliant, perhaps even more brilliant than before, because she had no emotional attachments to distract her, no family obligations weighing on her mind. She studied constantly, driven by something she couldn't name. She became a doctor. A good one. She saved lives. But she could never shake the feeling that she was supposed to be doing this for someone. Someone important. Someone whose face she saw sometimes in her dreams but could never quite remember when she woke. And her eyes remained grey. In Akpabio, her father died not knowing if his daughter remembered him. Her mother joined him 2 years later, heartbroken. Her sister, Grace, visited Amara once in Calabar, hoping to trigger some memory, some recognition. But Amara just smiled politely at the stranger who claimed to be her family and said, "I'm sorry, I don't remember you. But I hope you're well." Grace never came back. Sister Gloria disappeared shortly after that 12th night. Her house was found empty, abandoned. But girls still whisper about a woman in white who appears on campus sometimes, offering solutions to desperate problems. And in the river outside Calabar, fishermen report seeing something large moving beneath the surface on quiet nights. Something that surfaces occasionally, looking toward the shore, as if waiting for the next desperate soul to make a bargain they don't understand. 5 years later, a medical student named Chioma found herself unable to pay her school fees. She was brilliant. Desperate. The hope of her family. And one day, a woman in white approached her in the campus cafeteria, smiling, smelling of expensive perfume that couldn't quite mask the scent of river mud underneath. "I can help you," the woman said. "All you need to do is trust me for 12 nights. Chioma hesitated, but only for a moment. "What's the catch?" she asked. The woman's smile widened. "Oh, there's always a catch, dear. But you won't know what it is until it's too late. That's the beauty of desperation. It makes people blind to prices they should never agree to pay. Did anyone ever say no? Once, the woman admitted. A girl named Amara. She paid her price and survived. She just doesn't remember why she paid it. Now, are you interested, or shall I find someone else? Chioma thought of her family. Her dreams. Her future. I'm interested, she whispered. And somewhere in a hospital in Calabar, Dr. Amara, who had no memory of her own bargain, felt a sudden chill run down her spine, as if something ancient and terrible had just claimed another soul. She touched her grey eyes absently and returned to her work, saving lives to fulfill a purpose she would never remember making. The river remembers, even when we forget. And the 12th night is always waiting. Always. Thank you so much for watching. If this story moved you, please like, share, and subscribe.